performances. Tiberius attempted to charm the very large exiled Sari with his dance moves and offers of parley and one-on-one combat with Lorcor, which didn't go that well. Lorcor took a bit of a beating, and so the party went to plan B and struck out together, coordinating well and taking down Gurk Bane, the Rager, the Were-Tiger, without too much trouble. With this, you only had his two sort of sidekicks or henchmen to deal with. One of them you cut down, but the other one managed to scramble away and up the stairs, and you were left waiting in the chamber. You all leveled up to level 3, and so we find ourselves battered and bloody, but at a point of strength from everything you've done so far, stood with each other only as your company in this room, wondering what to do with yourselves. And so I hand it over to you, intrepid adventurers. What is the plan?
Weren't we just going up? I think we're just going up, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, heading up.
Yeah, let's go up.
Very cool. So you are fully aware that there are multiple levels to this tower, and the next level up from this room is the place with a fountain that Sin and Lorcor first landed in after their tumble through the mists. You would get to that point on the stairs without being attacked or interrupted. It's eerily silent on the staircase. Would you want to enter that chamber? The door is currently closed.
Yeah, let's go have a bath.
Yeah. You open the door and see the familiar sight. The two doors in front of you, you know the one to your left being the one with the bath in. You open the door and head inside, I assume?
Yep.
Take your bath. Okay. As you head in, two exiled Sari leap from the sides to attack you.
Nom.
Yeah. So, as they leap forward, Lorcor, you jump into action. We're not going to play this combat out. This would be a swift and brutal combat. They are not running. You would note that they seem to have been poised, waiting for you to be there. They are swiftly dispatched in a bloody mess. Assuming that's your thing, I definitely think that's what Lorcor would be doing.
Yeah.
And so you are now left in the room with the bath. And in fact, for the sake of clarity, let's just move you guys onto that map. So there would be two, put them out, two dead bodies, bloodily dismembered, torn apart on the floor.
Yeah. Little snack in the bath.
Blood drenched, but the fountain itself maintaining a sense of purity and the little motes of light floating above it. Is everyone clambering into the bath?
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Yeah. You each clamber in, soak in the waters, and you feel with the tension and the difficulties of your recent hours kind of unwind from you as the floating light motes land upon your skin. And wherever there are wounds, the wounds disappear. Wherever there are bruises, your skin simply seems to fade back to its normal complexion. The wounds do not re-knit back together, they just disappear, as if time itself has been rewound. But you can all put yourself on full HP.
What is everyone's HP? I'm curious.
I have 30.
Oh, not bad.
Tiberius has 33.
Nice.
Slug, I think I have your old token there. Slug has 32.
Nice.
Is there any way?
Very echoey.
Yeah, someone's very echoey.
I think it's Kieran's.
Yeah, I think it is Kieran.
Sorry, I was putting the washing away.
Oh, very good.
there any way to do untrained improvisation and make it do it automatically, or do I have to do everything?
What you're
How do you
watching?
mean?
Well, because it's a feat, but I'm not
If
sure
if it's in the
it.
core rulebook, then you should be
No,
able to.
but I mean, does it do it automatically?
How do you mean? Does it do what automatically?
Well, because the feat is
Yep.
you get untrained skill checks equal to half your level instead of +0.
Oh, will it do it
Okay.
automatically on the character sheet?
Yes,
Unfortunately,
I
I
can't.
don't think so.
I
Annoying.
doubt it has.
Yeah. We'll just keep that in mind for any time you're rolling that unmodifier.
Well, it's just +1 to anything that's untrained.
Awesome.
So
I'll
that
keep
should,
that
I
in mind.
take that.
But yeah, you find yourselves recuperated, rested. There's no group of Sari jumping through the door. 5
Nice.
minutes pass. What do you do?
Next door up. Have we been to that one?
You have been to the next door up once before. It is where you actually were defeated in combat, fighting Tora
Oh.
the Poisoner.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Um.
The door is closed.
Tom,
Yeah.
Yes.
I accidentally added a cantrip last session and removed, when preparing, that I didn't
Mhm.
want to. I haven't used it in the last combat.
Okay.
Is it alright if I swap one out?
Yeah, of course. Help
Thank
yourself.
you.
Yeah, there are two more doors. One is at the very top that you haven't been to yet, and one is the chamber that you were kind of semi-ambushed in or attacked Tora the Poisoner in.
Well,
I
we
guess
better
don't
go
really-
up the stairs, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go in the next one then if we've been in there.
Okay. You skip that floor entirely and head to the top of the stairs. You notice at the top of the stairs there are a collection of crude symbols and pictograms drawn upon the otherwise very ornate walls. You note that, as have all the ruins so far, there are these continuing frescoes upon the walls. They often have a theme. As you reach the top of the staircase and approach this last green glass door, and the door itself is unassuming, it looks the same as any other door you've gone past. But around the door are the edges of what look almost like tree branches or tentacles, or rivers, like winding lines, just in the frescoes themselves, like carved in the stone, seeming to wreathe the edges of the door almost like a sun's corona, like these writhing lines coming outwards. They're not moving or anything, but it's just a notable pattern as you reach the top of the stairs. And across these lines and all around, and even on the steps beneath your feet, you can see clearly marked here by exiled Sari, crude symbols and pictograms that you don't need to do any kind of knowledge check for. They immediately give you an impression of kind of warding and danger.
Are they They're not blocking the door.
They're not blocking it at all. You can step right up and press the door.
Yep. They do that.
Okay.
I'm at the
Very
back.
cool. Yep.
Right at the front.
Not a problem whatsoever. So as stuff away.
Are we doing any, is everyone doing any not scouting stuff, the encounter actions at all before we
Yeah.
walk into a place?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. I can't even remember, to be honest.
You can do stuff like scout, which will add +1 to all our initiatives. So maybe someone should do that.
Does that work with just opening the door?
It's just with you being kind of on watch as you're going along.
Okay.
It's kind of just, I think you just choose what you're doing and it gives you some benefits and stuff, right, Tom?
Yeah, I've also realized I've been playing treat wounds wrong. You can actually treat wounds as you're exploring and moving around. It's just the same as like scouting or what have you.
Okay,
It's
that's
just one of
cool.
the activities you do. So you're not meant to like stop and sit for
Can
10 minutes
I,
at a time, what have you.
can I, Just think of what I want to do.
What are the options? Where is it?
If you
I
look-
know I've seen it somewhere.
If you look under exploration, I think it's skill actions. I think it's under. Tom's put it under. I think.
Yeah. Typical ones you guys have been doing are
No,
scouting,
No, sorry.
investigating.
Exploration and downtime activities. It's under.
Oh,
The top ones. I'll probably just do search, Tom, if that's all right.
Sounds great.
Have you seen the buffers they're doing to spellcasters, Tom, in the remaster?
No, that's exciting.
It's really good.
Fucking sweet.
They it's quite a big buff actually. They're doing it so basically when you refocus, you get all your refocus points back.
Oh, very nice.
And when you take feats, there's a feat in it you could have taken before to do that, but now it means that every time you take the feat, or like a thing in the feat, it means you can do it with less and less time until you get to a point where you can do it with 3 actions.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
In combat. That's fucking badass.
That's high level, but yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, you press your hand on the door, Lawcore, the door just as before. The glass retreats back from the touch of your hand, and a chamber begins to open up before you. If you want to step through the door, you should be on the correct map.
Yeah, let's step through the door. Oh, that's up there. Yep. Oh, it's all green.
Yeah. So, as you step into this large chamber, you note that it is a lot emptier than many of the levels you've been on before. There is also no ceiling here. For the first time in a little while, you see the bright blue sky above. You're not sure exactly what time of day, but you can see high fire up in the sky, and the ever-present Sina, the great moon, up above as well. The ruins and remnants of and what used to probably be more levels of the tower extend up above you, but there is enough of it that's collapsed that you can see clearly around you as daylight floods into this chamber. The chamber is broadly empty. 4 grand pillars stand holding up the levels above, but you notice a few things immediately. Raised in the center of the room is a throne made entirely of solid green glass. It looks blue on the map because I couldn't make it out of green, but it is made of green glass.
What kind of green? Like a glass bottle?
Yes, like a bottle green, yeah.
Perfect.
But gross green.
Exactly. It seems to be built out of this raised platform of green glass as well. There are stone steps leading up to it, but you'd all immediately see as well there are thick threads of green glass interlaced through the floor that seem to extend outwards from the throne's platform towards the walls on the side. They wind through like rivers cutting through a desert. Everything stands still, and there is a thick layer of dust. There's even some dead and dry foliage that has perhaps been blown into this chamber on a particularly windy day. The frescoes around the walls, Sin, I think perhaps you'd be giving them more notice than others, depict a changing landscape. Lush jungles and foliage immediately turning into civilization, buildings, monuments, great aqueducts, civilization as far as the eye can see. There seems to be this praise and worship going from the barbaric and untamed jungle to the incredibly geometric and well-ordered buildings of this city. You notice as well with your close eye that in each of the depictions of the city there are there's always at least one, because it seems like some of these are different cities, tower. There's at least one tall cylindrical tower which seems to stand in prominence above the rest of the city's kind of skyline.
May I ask a rule question?
Of course.
Now that we're level 3, does that mean the heightened thing means we get the heightened effects of spells? Correct?
Your cantrip let's have a quick look at spell casting. Let's go straight to the source.
So, for example, on Acid Splash, it says heightened third. The initial damage increases to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, and the persistent damage increases to 2.
If it says it, I guess it does it.
You can supply material. I just want to check what level your cantrips go to. Cantrip automatically heightened to half your level rounded up. So currently your cantrips are level 2.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
it's
don't
not
believe.
that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, you stand in this room. Slug, you feel a kind of itchiness across your scalp and a sense of being pulled towards the throne.
Well, I'm not being pulled. I'm walking over there of my own volition.
Before Slug walks over there, could Sin,
Tiberius would shout over. He'd be like, "Go on, Slug, get on the throne. It'd be funny."
before Slug goes over, could Sin have done something?
Of course.
She would sort of tap him on the shoulder and sort of. Is Slug shorter than Sin? I don't know.
Yes, he's 13.
She would bend down slightly and say, "Hold out your hand. I can offer you protection against evil."
A little shield?
Something like that.
Yeah, but what is it though?
A spell that would grant you protection against evil. May I?
Of course.
She'll cast Sigil on it and do the sigil of the snake on his palm of his hand.
Very cool.
That's all she wants to do.
That's a cool slug.
Then she'll look up to the chair, and then the rest happens as it's happening.
Okay, Slug,
Yeah,
you stride.
Tiberius will be like, will shout like, "Do it for new Quivershank, Slug." Slug. Show me sorry, boss.
Okay, Slug, as you're finally getting to the steps and place your foot upon the first of the stone steps up towards the platform, there is a commotion as the green glass door that enters into the chamber and has since closed, as they do naturally, opens again, and bursting into the room, you see a figure that you have seen before. A strong-looking dwarven woman, bright red, orange hair, tattoos across her. She looks scared and alarmed. Very different to the kind of pose you saw from her before. Boiling into the room behind her are 3 more exiled Sari. And though you don't understand her, Slug, she calls out towards you with an extended hand and just shouts in exile in Sari. So, Sin, you understand this to mean stop. You don't know what you're doing. But she calls it out towards you, Slug. But you are right at the steps. She is currently far away from you. What do you do?
I don't know. Does she seem trustworthy?
She came into the room before when you were imprisoned and kind of spoke with Sin. You don't know what words passed between them unless Sin shared it with the group. But I didn't think Sin did.
I think it was when they were unconscious, Tom, if I remember correctly.
There we go. So
Yeah,
in that
it was.
case, you haven't seen this figure before, and you don't know what's going on. But you see some exiled Sari. That you have fought them before.
Yeah,
and
but
she's
what's her vibe though? What's her vibe?
Tiberius would definitely be egging you on, Slug.
Sin is also
Like,
Sin is also going to say to Slug that they're trying to stop you from reaching your true power. We will hold them off. And then she's going to cast her focus spell underneath, or just in front of them, like just in front of them, I think, if possible.
Very cool. And with that, we will have everyone roll initiative. But Slug, can I also have your perception modifier, please?
I would have had time to refocus, right, Tom, between the last
Oh,
spells.
yes. Especially because, again, I've been doing that wrong. That is something you can do as you're moving
Okay, cool.
around. That made so much more sense when I read that. I was like, oh, it's like during exploration. And a really cool thing as well, if you can, and it's in the rules, if you can have a sensible reason as to why it makes sense for your character, you can actually do refocus while you do other stuff. Like a cleric can treat wounds and refocus at the same time because it's their thing. They're like healing and they're focusing on their god as they're healing or whatever.
I like that
Which
a
I
lot.
thought was really cool. So Sin, like investigating, I would say you could refocus at the same time because that's all about like focusing your mind. And what have
Oh,
you.
perfect. Oh, I rolled.
Right.
I'm gonna
Well,
I'm gonna use a hero point to re-roll that initiative.
that is fine. Yep, everyone, you are back to 1 hero point, please. There's
Not
turn
much
one.
fucking better.
Slug really wanted a high initiative.
No, I'm just
Just throwing it around.
messing. I've got so much to update on my sheet. It's unreal. Anyway,
No worries.
oh, am I rolling initiative? I didn't even know what's going on.
Oh, that would be why you weren't on it yet. Yes, roll initiative, please. Sin has begun combat for
Do you
us
know why
with
mine didn't add?
the
Oh.
wildfire spell.
For some reason my token's just not adding to the thing.
Oh, really?
So Slug is already
That
rolled
is your old token, so maybe that's why.
26.
Oh yeah, it is my old token, you're right.
Try now. And that's Lawcore's old token.
Yeah.
No, it still didn't work.
Weird. Let me just put add turn.
Thanks.
Feel free to
Mine
type it in.
It was around 17.
Oh, I could have got a 30.
Oh.
That would have been nice. Ah, oh, fuck off.
No, I didn't. I haven't got that. I got
No, I
17.
know, but I'm just saying. Fuck off.
But yeah.
What happens in Pathfinder when you both roll the same initiative?
When you're both players, you decide who goes first.
Do you want to go before me, Hannah? Or I don't really mind.
You go. Well, it's up to you. I don't really mind.
7, 14.
Did it
If
not
you got
roll my
any
thing?
thoughts, maybe.
It did. 21. How are these numbers getting so big?
Because
Disgusting.
Because you have
Proficiency
leveled
level.
proficiency in Pathfinder, so yeah, everything goes up as you level, which I really like.
I get it.
makes more
I
sense.
get it. It's doing the thing.
Okay, it's numbers.
I
Right.
like big numbers, and I cannot lie.
Oops.
Oh my god, they're getting loads.
Cool,
Nice.
cool,
30.
cool. That will close behind her as well. But Sin, you
Oh.
did get your spell off because that's what's initiated all of that. So we're just going to have that as the as already having happened as combat
Okay.
begins.
I'd like
So
it to,
where would you like it to be?
like here maybe, something like that. I can't remember how big
Cool.
it's meant to be again, but
It's a 10-foot burst,
I'll let
which
you
means it
do
makes that kind of cross shape. Like this. Would you like me
Yeah,
to move that anywhere?
maybe slightly to the right and down. It's just very slightly. Just so it's. I just basically want to cut off this avenue of.
Like that?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, 'cause they can't go through the pillar, so they
Yeah.
currently they'd have to go through the wildfire to get to you.
Get 'em
Fantastic.
Tiberius.
Okay, let me get some music on.
Just need to swap
Cool.
where Tiberius and Lorcor are.
Oh, no
Yeah.
worries.
How tall is the outer wall around here?
You could probably climb. I'd say from it varies a bit. The area where it's smallest would be probably about 15 feet. So you
Okay.
could definitely try and clamber up if you wanted to.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about clambering up.
Oh, okay. Oh, fucking sweet. Yeah, by all means.
Wait, what?
Right.
Oh. Wait, what? I'm
So-
still confused.
Well, we'll see if it works.
We'll see if Lorca goes for it. So we begin with the fiery-haired dwarven woman. She is going to.
I'm gonna try and use, by the way, just for like combat tactics wise, what I'm doing, I'm just gonna try and like defend this area and slug as much as I possibly can.
Very cool.
Just so the people know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna bite stuff.
5. Biting stuff makes sense to me. 5. She doesn't know what this is. That'd be 10. And she takes 1 damage automatically, right?
Yeah. For every square.
15, 20, 25. So that is another damage. That's 1 stride. She's going to get to here. And as she gets across, and you notice her wincing as she steps across the embers that are crackling now across the ground, coming into view, she kind of flexes her muscles as if tensing the musculature across her arms and chest, but she also slams her 2 forearms together, one over the other. It looks painful, and you see some of the like rocky protrusions around her knuckles and elbow joints kind of audibly crack, and you see some like small bits of rock and scree scatter across the stone ground. But as this happens, a look of determination crosses her face, and she begins to grow in size. Her shoulders and her biceps kind of bulge with these rocky, craggy protrusions, as it almost looks like a cliff face is coming out of her shoulders. This takes a few seconds, and is going to take up both remaining actions on her turn. So that is what's happening right now, but she's currently seems to be transforming, just so you're aware.
Okay.
One of her buddies, again, hasn't had any instruction. Sorry, Natalie, go ahead.
Sorry, just let everyone know, I'm going to try and cast a spell on her to make her make a fortitude save, so if anyone's got any stuff that would reduce that, that would be helpful.
Hell yeah. Good chat. 5, 10, 15, and that's another 1 damage. Ow. 20, 25. So he gets there, takes another bit of damage. Then he's going to stride towards Yusin, takes another damage. And with his last action, he's going to make just a normal attack.
There may be this guy actually, because now he's scary.
He's going to attack you with his spear.
I've got any like locking down spells.
For a 25 to hit.
I do. That definitely hits me.
4 damage. That's his turn. Tiberius, you're up.
I think Lorca will just kill this fucker. Have I lagged out, by the way? I have, for fuck's sake. Go away, Rambo. Good boy.
"26, very nice. You slide back into this chair, and your head kind of knocks slightly on the backrest. This throne is bigger than you. It's clearly built to. It looks like even Lorca would seem slightly small in this chair. It's a big throne. Your head knocks, and you kind of blur your vision a little bit. And as you look out, Tiberius seems to just kind of disappear and melt away. The walls around you do the same, and you find yourself still on the throne, which you can still see around you, still as yourself, staring out across the jungle. The mountain, the great mountain at the center of this isle, off to your right is how this would be. It's as if the tower around you has disappeared entirely. There's just this little bit of green glass platform, and your awareness just goes out. You can see further than you've ever seen before. You can see the rolling waves of the sea in the distance. You can even see in the far, far distant ships on the horizon as people travel across the great seas of Archivia. But you feel connected to the land itself. Not in a druidic way, not in an embracing way, but it just feels like it's almost at your fingertips. If like your fingers just keep going into the ground and the trees, the jungle around you. You see this area of fetid swampland to the south, ever growing outwards, the great mountain. You see off to the left the small burg of New Quivershank nestled on the edge of the jungle itself, and the coast there. You see the small bits of wreckage left of the Quiversail, the ship that took your parents to this land so long ago. Mechanically, Slug, you feel that you could change the landscape. A power runs through you right now. You feel like you could reach out with a hand and raise the ground, flatten the mountain, crush the trees. You feel like you are in control. Okay. But now for your turn, yeah, it's a lot, and you're processing. And to everyone else, Slug's eyes go a deep bottle green. Solid. And he just sits staring outwards, quite rigid in his place. He doesn't look hurt at all, but it's very clear that something is going on.
Does he still get a turn? Is he out of it, or?
He Slug, as you are in control. You did well with your will save. If you wish to leave the throne, if you wish to kind of start initiating some of the power that you hold, or you feel you hold in your hands right now, you can. Okay, this isn't necessarily going to be actions. This is you telling me what you think Slug might want to do, or whether he would just kind of sit. It's completely up to you.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to imagine. He'd probably just mess around a bit.
Yeah. Absolutely. And as you begin to mess around like a child with a toy, you notice straight away that you can you just see trees in the distance just crack and break and wilt away, leaving a patch of like open rocky ground where once there was thick jungle. You look up towards the mountain and kind of in your mind think, I wonder if I could even do this. And you just tear a chunk out of the mountainside. Huge boulders, bigger than buildings, go tumbling down the mountainside, and you see birds and animals scattering away from this cataclysmic event. You look towards the beaches, and you kind of raise your left hand up, and you can see the beach extend out into the water as the surf is pushed back away. You seem to be in control of the land as you sit upon this throne. Okay, I'm gonna say, as you were playing around, that's gonna be your turn.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and you can have a think about what you might do on the next turn. Sin, it is you.
I'm super debated whether to let Lorcal handle this person.
Well, I was thinking that I'd go for. I feel like Lorcal doesn't really want to get surrounded again. He knows what that's like now, so he kind of wants to get the small guys first. which is kind of why I asked about the locking down. If anyone's got any locking down to get her out of the way for now.
Don't exactly.
No.
It's you. I'll remind you as well, if you want to sustain your wildfire, that will
Yeah,
take an action.
I know. Oh, I'm super debated.
Well, I'm probably going to stand like here.
I think you should just take on the big lady.
You reckon?
You just do so much damage to single target. Like,
Yeah.
I think I can handle the spellcasters are better at AoE, so I think I should try and deal with the little ones.
Yeah. Try and get these two on here, maybe.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's I'm gonna spend all 3 actions, Tom, and cast Bone Shaker on this guy in front of me.
Whoa. Bone Shaker.
Someone call for an arse. Sorry, I had to do it for beepers.
Oh my god. He definitely has a skeleton. Spells effects.
Not.
Where do you see how many spell slots you have?
Clench your fist, painfully compress. You on your character sheet or just in general?
If you look up
On.
the bard leveling table, Kieran, it should tell you.
Is it not on the? Is it not on the side when you click on the spells on the left side?
Bard at level 3 has 3 first level spell slots and 2 second level spell slots.
Oh, I don't think I'd added my second spells for it. Because
well,
I
feel
forgot
free.
I had them. I already
No
have.
worries. So I assume the bottom one is the third, all three things.
Yeah, if you look at the different levels of success, then it becomes more obvious what the 3
Oh my god,
actions are.
that's terrifying. The number of actions you spend.
But let's see how he does with the fortitude
Okay,
save first.
fortitude save. Hup. An 18.
I think passes. It's just a regular success though. Yeah, 15 is my spell save DC, so.
Okay. So you're gonna move at 5 feet.
Yeah, into the fire. And then he takes half damage on 3d8.
3d8 bludge. Pressing the target's bones. They're so terrifying.
Bad damage roll.
Bad roll.
Sucks.
3. Cool.
Ugh, that sucks. But he takes 1 extra damage for going in the fire, I believe.
He does indeed.
So 4 damage.
Yep.
That sucks.
Lorco.
I'm just gonna rage.
Yeah.
The fire would have dropped actually, Tom. I didn't sustain it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he didn't take that 1 damage.
Add 1 damage back and get rid of these.
Local is gonna move to here.
Cool.
I'm raging. Hold on. So that's -1. And I get 6 HP. 6 HP.
Very cool. 6
Blah,
temp
blah,
HP.
blah, blah. And gonna bite the big woman.
By the big woman. Yep.
Big woman.
She is currently flat-footed because she is transforming.
Nice. Bite the big woman.
That hits.
Oh,
8
bad damage.
damage.
I'll bite her again.
Cool, cool.
And that's it.
17 does not hit.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. This one. Stride. Oh, it's gonna have to double stride. Up to Lawcore. And just 1 attack. The spear. A critical hit!
I am it.
For 8 damage. But you've got your 5 temporary first. And then the final, sorry, is gonna do the same. They have heard the stories of Lorcor. Yeah, fuck.
Well, he's a kelp lawcore.
As we reach the top of the next round, the dwarven figure cries out, half anguish, half bestial rage, as she almost seems to like pull her musculature outwards as she transforms fully. I'm gonna keep that for the turn order into a huge creature of rock and rubble.
Well, fuck.
Nope.
And she will take her turn.
Well, we didn't even think if we could have stopped her transforming.
Right. She
Maybe.
is going
If anyone's got
to-
any, relevant magic.
She is going to use. Pushed. Yeah, she's going to use her brutal blow ability. She makes a weapon attack. 20 to hit.
That's a lot
Or-
of damage.
17 bludgeoning damage.
Indeed.
And could you make a fortitude saving throw for me, please? That is a failure.
Might need a hero point on that, to be honest.
Up to you.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, that is a success. You are unaffected. Very nice. So that was 2 actions. She's going to use her last action to simply stride up towards the throne, looming over the back of the large green glass chair above the
Okay.
unawares slug. The last standard, sorry. It's going to continue trying to attack Lorcor with an 8. Definitely does not hit. And yeah, he's gonna do a second attack. Oh, got very lucky with the second roll. A 19
Certainly
for
hits.
7 damage.
Jeebly. Chunking me.
Yeah. However, he is then gonna move. So you have the ability to use your thing if you want to. He moves this way
No, not right now. I don't think I will.
and round. Tiberius, you're up.
Tiberius will pull out his lute and be like, I've heard of mountainous women, but this is ridiculous, and cast hideous laughter at the
Amazing. What is it a will saving throw?
I'll paste it.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
well,
Okay. 18. Success. It can't use reactions. Okay.
Is there a door down there?
The only doors you can see are the ones that took you into this room, which is towards the north.
Boo, 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 boo. There we go.
Slug, as we return to your turn, you are unaware of the combat around you right now. You still feel this strength, and now that a whole round has gone by, you are very much in control. Is there anything that Slug would particularly want to do? You could level the jungle, you could destroy the swamp, you could level the mountain, you could raise New Quivershank up, or bring the sea to New Quivershank. You could make the island bigger or smaller, or you could leave the throne.
Well, it's pretty tough decisions, this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Slug likes to mess about a bit, but that seems a bit excessive.
Indeed.
Hmm. It would probably put up some new trees around New Quivershank just as a joke.
Okay. As you
In the shape of a
think in your
penis.
mind,
It'd be in the shape of his classic slug sigil.
the trees themselves, or like like all the trees together make the slug sigil.
All the trees together do.
Got it. You raise the trees, and sprouting from the ground, fresh, new, vibrant trees pop up around New Quivershank, forming the symbolic, legendary symbol of the slug. Anything else, slug?
It would just be He'd be quite pleased with that.
Very good. As we reach the end of your turn, then, as you kind of happily look upon your works, you hear a voice in your head that you heard not too long ago. Kieran, can you mute yourself when you're not talking? He might be away from his laptop. You hear a voice, a deep voice, that previously came from the mouth of a crab. Little prince, you sit in your rightful place. I see you have accustomed yourself to your newfound power. Might I ask a favor for the help I have given you? The Sari have oppressed your people, and they have been a thorn in my side for some time. Look to the northwest, and you feel your head kind of swiveling around, Slug, and you can see to the northwest is a large Sari settlement on the coast. I think they belong beneath the waves, don't you? How does Slug respond?
Oh, don't know, that seems a bit much, but this was quite an imposing voice.
If you wish to resist the command, you will need to make a will saving throw.
Well, I think if I can, that sounds pretty cool. Let's do
Very
that.
good. Will save, please. Whoops. Moved you.
Don't worry, guys, we got
You can do it. Oh,
it. 16.
16, because of your previous success, is a success.
Yeah.
You kind of frown, and everyone around, though your attention is probably on the giant rock woman. If you are looking at Slug, you see a frown crease his young forehead. The voice, the deep voice, there's a kind of grunt of consternation, unhappy with you, but you still feel in control. With that, we move on. Finn, your turn.
I'm going to cast Scorching Blast
Very cool.
with my first action.
Mm-hmm.
Then my
Yeah.
last two actions, I'll do 2 spell attacks. One against the one next to thingy, and
Local.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Go right ahead.
8 on the first one. I rolled a fucking 3 because I suck at this game.
Yeah, I've been very unlucky with your rolls as Sin.
Great,
Jesus.
that's my turn.
That is your turn. Loco.
as much as I want to bite into rock, I feel like I might just have to deal with the small guys first.
Yeah.
So let's bite this guy next to me.
Go right ahead.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, we'll do the first one into Rock Woman.
Cool.
First one into Rock Woman. Here you go. Fuck. Okay. Second one.
That does not hit.
Yeah. Second one into this guy next to me.
Cool. You thrash around with your jaws.
And third one into this guy next to me as well. Fucking hell. Yep.
Yeah, unfortunate. You're just thrashing wildly under attack, hit so hard by the giant rock figure. Sorry. This one is going to move towards Tiberius. And he is going to try and grapple you, Tiberius. Grappled. Athletics against the Fortitude DC. Athletics. A 15. What is your Fortitude? I can just look it up. 16. So yeah, you're fine. He's gonna get frustrated.
Get your filthy hands off me, beast!
He's gonna make an attack with his multiple attack penalty, but he rolls very well for a 19 to hit you.
Well, for some reason, there's 2019.
Your AC goes up 1 when you level up as well, so that might be why.
Apparently, it's 20.
There you go. So you slap the shaft of the spear to the side, sending the pointed end away from you. Very nice. The other Sari is going to go for Sin. Two spear attacks. A critical hit and a normal hit.
Yeah.
For a total of 15 damage. Yeah, the game is not a fan of Sin. The huge rock Sari is going to reach down to Slug, who is currently flat-footed, because he is essentially not aware of his surroundings, and is going to grab you, Slug, with one action. So this will be athletics against your Fortitude DC, which is a DC of 17. A 34 on the athletics roll. So you are restrained as well. So you see this huge rock figure reach down. The one giant rock hand, the fingers just around Slug like a toy, lift him slowly up. And then she's going to use her Choke Slam ability. And she is just going to, as she lifts Slug up, she's just going to turn and slam him into the ground next to her.
Nah, don't do that.
And you must make a Fortitude save for me, please, Slug.
Oh, that's
She's
the one
so-
that I didn't
Yeah.
trade in earlier. Jeez.
A 16 is a failure, but not a critical failure. So you are slowed 1 for 1 round, which essentially means on your next round... Oh, actually, I'm getting confused with stunned. Slowed means... Yeah, you get 1 less action on your next turn. Put a little symbol on you. Yeah, I'll find it in a second. And you take 4d6 damage. For 14 damage as you are slammed into the ground.
Oof.
And that is her turn. Sari on this side sees the opportunity. It's going to attack you, Slug. You are now awake, so you're no longer flat-footed. Spear attack. Misses. Spear attack. Hits for 6 damage. And
Okay.
it is looking pretty bad. Third attack. No. Tiberius, your turn. There's one
Right.
right up in your face.
We're gonna do something a little bit different.
Oh, baby.
In a minute. Gonna read these 1,000 things.
Yep.
What was it? It was something. He's just gonna put his hands up and he's like, "All right, we'll come back to the cells," and like walk up here and come on, mountain woman, let's just go back. Everyone's going to die if we don't, so you might just do it. Well, do what you want with us. And then he's just gonna cast color spray in the middle of nowhere. You'd be like, ooh. You see
Okay.
everyone getting wailed on. They're not gonna win. So he's just like, he's pretty much given up.
Okay. Make a diplomacy roll for me, please.
That's kind of what I was looking for. I thought I had something smart. Let me just check if I don't. Because celebrity, does that do anything? No.
I think that's the whole. Is that the one-upping people one? When someone fails a check, you can use your reaction to.
There's one that I think I might have read it earlier. Deception? It wasn't deception.
Diplomacy, but you can keep the roll. What's your diplomacy
Yeah, I'll keep the
modifier?
roll. 8.
So it's the same. Okay.
Yeah.
You do get the attention of the large rock figure, having slammed Slug into the ground and disconnecting Slug from the green glass throne. The rock figure turns towards you, Tiberius, and there are sounds that come from its throat, but even to you, Sin, with your understanding of the Sari language, you can't understand. It sounds just like grinding rock, but there is some form of communication there. Anything else on your turn,
He's
Tiberius?
just gonna go. He'll sit down next to the pillar.
Okay. Slug, it is your turn. You only have 2 actions as you are slowed.
Oh, wow. I'm a bit not keen on all this.
Indeed.
So there's a giant there. I'm here. What can I do about it? I feel like I should be able to do something cool, but I don't think I could do anything very cool.
You got your spells, or you
Yeah.
can go along with what Tiberius is doing and capitulate. It's up to you. There was the voice in your head. You've been torn away from the green glass throne now, and you have your consciousness back. It's quite disorienting, but there was the voice in the back of your head that helped you before. You could ask for its help again if you wish.
Ask for its help again. I would like to ask for its help, really, but how
It wouldn't be any
would that
action.
be one action?
Fuck this internet.
or by a giant rock woman, an image comes into your mind that begins as the crab you saw downstairs, all cracked with vines and thorns. But the crab, like, rears up on its two most rear legs, and from inside the crab, like, stepping out in quite a regal walk, as if descending from the steps of a castle. This big figure, horned, furry face, shaggy hair and beard around his large face, a large smile with teeth that look like briar thorns. Holds out at like a hand, the same hand that you saw emerge from the crab's mouth before that you shook. Holds out a hand to you in your mind, and as you think to yourself, yes, I need help, your mental self grasps the hand. For the rest of you, Slug, after having been slammed in the floor, looks suitably dazed, but you would notice that from amongst his curly hair on top of his head, vines and thorny briars begin to emerge and push themselves out like Play-Doh, oozing out of his scalp and down his head. Digging in some places,
shit.
blood beginning to seep from some of the scratches on the skin. Slug, you are fully healed.
Ah, yes.
You gain temporary HP equal to your maximum HP, so you have 32 temporary HP on top of being fully healed.
Well, that's excellent.
Indeed.
I almost thought I made a mistake, but look, it's all going fine.
Yep.
And the way this is going to work is, essentially, one of your actions on each of your turns, I will be taking for you.
Oh.
So, you still have 2 actions on this turn that you can do with as you like. All your normal stuff on your character sheet, nothing extra. But you are fully healed, and you have 32 temporary HP.
Well, this is sick. Now I feel all powerful.
Yes, indeed.
Well, let's start blasting people first. Let's blast someone.
Let's get blasting.
Let's have a look for a blast. Oh, maybe I'll do this new spell that I got. Alright, let's blast this rock person.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Blast away.
it's acid damage. Do I reckon that will hurt? I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Well, they use HF to break rocks up, so it should be good, yeah.
Yeah, it should be. That's what I thought, given.
Up to you. You can do recall knowledge with one of your actions if you like, but you only have 2 this turn.
Yeah, then I wouldn't. Then I'd run out of actions. I'm just gonna do it and see
That's
what
fair.
happens. Let's see. I don't really know how to do it. So what do I do? Can't I make a
Acid arrow.
This is what it says.
Spell attack. So you would roll a d20 plus 8. Or you can click on spell attack roll probably on your thing.
No, doesn't work.
Acid arrow. There you go. I've just changed it on your character sheet. But that does hit. Can you roll 3d8 acid damage, please? And then another d6. 11 acid damage, and you do see it is fully effective as the acid sizzles against the rock and chunks begin to fall off, and then 2 persistent acid damage.
Could have rolled better though, really. That's pretty rubbish.
Indeed, could have rolled better. I'm going to put this acid vial on to remind me. So she will take persistent acid damage at the end of each of her turns. And then you roll a flat check to see if it disappears. But that is your full turn, Slug. Very cool. Sin, your turn.
I'm going to move over here,
Very cool.
and then I'll cast Electric Arc on these 2.
Nice. They make reflex saves, I believe.
Probably.
1 and 2.
Yay.
They both roll super well and take 0 damage because Natalie isn't allowed to have fun in this session.
No.
The dice have spoken. Lorcor.
Cool.
I'm gonna give, by the way, I'm gonna give Slug a hero point for the awesome roleplay with the chair so far, and I'm gonna give Sin a hero point because fuck me, you are getting screwed by the dice so hard. Lorcor, your turn.
Kind of need. I don't know. What's this poison thing? I missed it. What does that do anything to me?
That's
or-
acid burning away on the rock person. That will happen at the end of each of her turns.
Okay, but it doesn't affect me if I.
It doesn't affect you at all. Nope.
Okay. Hmm. Kind of want to deal with the little.
Yeah,
People.
absolutely. I'd like to remind everybody that running away makes a lot more sense in Pathfinder than it did in 5e. Getting your
Yeah,
opponents
but-
to use their actions and such.
Not when you're raging. I'm gonna attack the small one.
Very cool.
Small guy. Small
Oh
guy again.
my days. That hits.
Small guy
10
again.
damage.
Fuck's sake.
Bosh. Yeah, he is very weak now, but not quite dead. This one is gonna go. Tiberius is just sitting down. Which kind of makes him an easy target. This one's going to attack you, Tiberius.
Gonna lay on the floor. Take it. Come on,
Attack.
then.
Misses.
Come on.
Hits for 7
Oh.
damage. Manages to hit you on the second one after you comedically roll languidly out of the way for the first one. This one is going to stride so he can flank. And then attack Lorcor. 4 damage, Lorcor.
Yeah.
And a miss on the second attack. The large creature, feeling, so had turned towards Tiberius, but then acid just cascaded over her back, turns back around towards you, Slug. Now very... Go ahead. Is going to make a brutal blow attack against you, Slug.
Oh no!
What? 25 to hit.
A lot of damage.
But 22 damage to you. Rolled a maximum on the d12. So that comes out of your temporary HP down to 10. And could you make a fortitude saving throw for me, please?
Yes.
That is a critical failure. So, acid across its back, the creature just swirls around and almost like swatting a fly, just backhand Slug, who goes flying back 10 feet and is knocked prone.
Got a hero point, right, Josh?
Oh, I do have a hero point. Can I use my hero point?
Of course you may, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh! That passes completely!
Hey!
The
Thank
arm comes round, slamming into you, and I think even you yourself, Slug, they were on your scalp, but the vines have continued to grow, and they kind of shoot down into the ground and brace you as you bring your little staff, your little stick up, and just block the blow and are held in place. Very nice. She is then going to... Got one action left. Didn't like that. Just going to try and grab you. So there is a -5 to this because of multiple attack penalty. So 16. What is your reflex? Or it might be fortitude. I need to memorize these things. Grappled.
What am I doing? Sorry.
What is your fortitude check normally? Don't roll anything. What is your modifier? 7. So
Seven.
-5 is 16. So she fails there too. You are not grabbed. And at the end of her turn, she takes the 2 acid damage from you before. And then we do a flat check. If she rolls 15 or higher, it goes away. Nope, the acid continues to burn her. This Sari is gonna step for 1 action and just try and stab you, Slug. Stab, stab. 1 hit for 6 damage. Still on your temporary HP, you're down to 4. Tiberius, you find yourself attacked on the ground. Do you continue to lie there? You can see something weird is happening with Slug. He's kind of tanked and held this huge swipe from the rocky figure.
He's curious, but he's annoyed by this guy.
Mm.
So he's just going to be like, ugh, and cast invisibility on himself.
Ooh, 2 actions.
He just snaps his fingers.
So
And
the
then he
guy's
just,
like stabbing down, and then you just
Yeah.
snap your fingers and disappear.
he just
Incredible.
crawls up there to watch Slug.
Very nice. So you'd be limited to 10. Oh no, because you are an elf, so it'd be 15 feet. So yeah, you get like that. Very
Oh, yeah.
cool. Because you're still prone. Slug, it is your turn. I will take my action first. I'm going to use Draining Thorns. One of these vicious-looking briar vines extends from Slug's scalp, crawls up and wraps itself around the rocky arm of the huge creature in front of you, Slug, and begins to crack into the stone. Creature makes a fortitude save, which it's pretty good at. 29. 29 is not a crit success, at least, so it will take half damage from this. So 5 damage. And Slug, you regain 5 HP, or add 5 back into your temporary HP pool. So you go up to 9. Very nice. As you feel some of the vitality being sapped from the creature and drawn back through this vine into you. But you have your own 2 actions now.
Yeah, I do. I've got 2 actions. I'm gonna use them both on something. Let's do a classical acid splash.
Very cool. That definitely hits. So it's 1d6 acid damage plus 1 splash acid damage. So roll 1d6 for me, please. Ooh, 6 damage. Plus 1 more for the splash damage, which is guaranteed. And anyone within 5 feet of the creature also takes 1 splash acid damage. So Lawcore and Slug both take 1 acid damage. That is your turn, Slug. Din, your turn. And you can see everything. You can see the vines extending from Slug's scalp.
I'll cast Electric Arc.
Very cool. Oh, 2 reflex saves. Let's see just how much. Hatred. 17.
Pass.
And 9.
A fail.
Yay.
Cool. I believe on a normal success they still take half damage.
1 damage.
Is that
Oh,
plus your...
Nope, don't think so. Electric Arc.
Yeah, plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Plus
So what's
whatever is. 3.
Intelligence or...
2 damage.
Just plus 1?
No, it's plus 3, but he said it's half, so 2 damage.
2 damage to the one who passed, but the full 4 to the one who failed. which is enough.
Nice.
Electricity jumps between the two, sparking as this one judders and drops to the ground, dead.
I'll move up here.
Very cool. Lorcor.
Local. Gonna come round to Slug.
Yep.
I'm gonna call. Get this one.
Very
We'll
cool.
get this guy.
You're leaping round the side of this huge creature. Locked in back with Slug.
Bite him.
15 hits for 9
Nice.
damage.
And again. God damn it.
9 misses.
That's it.
Okay. Creature is on its very last legs. Take that turn order. This one. Thing is, Tiberius has gone invisible. It's gonna go after Sin. 5, 10. 25. Gonna make 2 attacks. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh! Rolled very poorly on its critical damage at least. 6 damage. And second attack is a miss.
At least
A
one's
huge
on
creature, locked in combat with you, Slug, is now going to start by trying to do what it did before with its slam. So it's going to try and grab you first. Only an 18 is a success still. You are currently grabbed. Where's my little grab token? There it is. And then, because you're grabbed, she's going to use her final 2 actions to choke slam you like before and slam you into the ground.
Oh yeah, do the cane.
The cone! Could you please make a fortitude save, Slug?
I've done enough fortitude saves.
Nope. Do another one.
No.
Do a flip.
Flip,
Oh!
Very
You
good.
pass. And on a pass, you're not slowed or stunned. Very nice. You take 10 damage, though. 10 damage. That is her full turn. This last one is going to desperately try and fight off Lorcor. His first action. Nope. So he's going to run the fuck away from Lorcor. Because he's heard nasty stories, and now he's seeing nasty stories. Tiberius, invisible. What's the plan?
We're mostly dead, aren't we?
Local will have chased that guy, actually, by the way.
The flow of battle definitely seems to have turned with whatever's happening to Slug right now.
Let's go around.
He's just going to sit on the floor. And he's going to be like, I'm over here to that guy. Cast magic missile with 3 actions. It's going to send
Yeah.
1 magic missile at this guy.
Yep.
Killing him. He kills him.
Yep, you don't even need to roll. That guy just goes down like a sack of shit as he's running past.
But I'm just going to send the other 2, the big guy.
Very cool. 3 and 5 for a total of 8. Beginning to look a bit worn. Very cool.
He's just still sitting on the floor.
I assume I haven't even read invisibility in Pathfinder. Do you become visible again?
It's hostile. Yeah, hostile actions.
Okay, cool. So you shimmer back into existence as 3 magical knives go flying out. Very cool. Slug, on your turn. The first action, or the action that I get to take, seeing as you're grabbed. The action you're going to take is called Meld into Mire. So this is a bit more extreme for those seeing Slug. Up till now, you've just seen kind of vines and thorns extending from amongst his curly hair, some of them whipping out, some of them bracing him in place. Slug, currently held by the large rocky creature, seems to melt. And I mean that in the normal meaning of the word. He melts into swampy water, like you saw the crab become before. And as the rocky hand closes around what is now just water and it drips to the floor, this dark puddle moves across the ground to here. As you reform in place, Slug. Slug, your experience of that was like blinking. One moment you were in the hand, being kind of squeezed by this rocky figure, and the next you were standing just over here. You have your 2 actions.
Too easy.
Oh, also, could you roll me a d6, because I forgot to take the acid damage on the rocky woman before. Another 3 damage, and let's see if she shakes it off. She doesn't. Continues to take the damage. Persistent damage is good.
Yeah, it is. Let's do another acid splash.
Acid splash! 17 does not hit, but she still takes 1 acid damage.
Yeah, take that 1 acid damage.
1 acid damage. Sin. This exiled Sari's up in your face.
I don't know. Guess I'll just run away.
Yeah? You going left? You want to open the door? What's the plan?
I'll just run all the way down here.
Yeah, just in full flight from this aggressor. Lorcor.
Local. Tempted by going after the big, but I still kind of want to deal with the small. So, go up there,
Very cool.
bite him.
Oh, that's a critical hit. Please press the roll critical damage button.
Yeah. Nice.
Back to form. Your jaws just reach out and snap, and you feel the rib cage just crunch beneath your fangs as a crumpled, bloody ruin is left on the ground.
Nice.
Dead. Yeah, 1 action left.
Guess I'm running over to Big, but could just down me in 1 hit.
Yeah.
Let's try a demoralize.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this intimidating glare? Or just a
Yeah.
normal? Oh, it is! Fantastic. So just roll an intimidation, please. A 24. I think that does it. 19.
Oh yeah.
That absolutely does it, Lorcor. As you turn back round, blood dripping from your maw, as the rocky creature locks eyes with you and just seems to shrink slightly in place as their moment passes between. And they are frightened. Nicely done. Right. I'm just going to use this for frightened. Amazing. This Sari is dead, so it is the large creature. Fucking hell, things are starting to look kind of bad. She has her target, though. She's going to go for you, Slug. Striding to here. Stepping over the broken body of her comrade. And she is just going to do a brutal blow. A 30 to hit you
Ouch.
is a critical hit.
Oh
For
my god.
36 damage. As she moves over to you, almost like a rhino charging, the shoulders go down and she just comes up with both fists, slamming into you, sending you flying back 10 feet and knocking you immediately down. You go straight to dying 2 because you were downed with a critical hit. And that is her full turn. Sari's dead as well. So it's you, Tiberius. You've
You
just
got
seen Slug get
smacked
absolutely
about.
smacked. Yep.
Shit. Well, can't
She
do
is
anything
looking-
about that, to be honest.
She is starting to look worse for wear. And Slug, could you please roll me another d6 for that acid damage, which continues to eat away at her body?
Yay!
And I'll roll. See if she shrugs it off. No, it
Rolling.
continues.
What are you doing? It's gonna do a inspire courage.
Very cool.
So she's weak. Let's finish it. Gonna. Do you have a? Oh God. Fuck, you don't have anything out, to be honest. Thanks, no. Yeah, just to prove the point, he'll do a one. He'll do a one magic missile just to follow it up.
Just a fuck
Just
you.
yeah, just a fuck you. Fuck you.
5 force damage as it slams into the body. Very nice.
He's like, oh shit, and he'll crawl. Over
Incredible. Plug, I need a. Oh no, wait! It isn't your turn yet. I always forget to do this. You have to move to the behind the thing that just knocked you down. Thin, your turn.
I'll do reach spell.
Very nice.
And then I'll probably acid splash.
Very cool. So 1 damage guaranteed. I'll take off straight away.
Oh wait, no, I won't do that. I'll entangle.
Yeah, difficult. Ooh, lancing. Difficult terrain.
Oh, it says contains plants. I did not
Oh.
realise that, otherwise I would not pick that spell. That sucks.
Well, interestingly, there are a lot of plants
Oh,
nearby, sprouted from Slug's head, so I would allow it.
Sweet.
Oh.
So it is a 20-foot radius. Wow, that's big. 20-foot
Big
radius
plants.
burst. So 5, 10. Let's do some filling in with this. Are you centering it on the creature?
Yeah.
It's going to look like a big cross. It's not actually that. It's just how I have to start making this.
It's fine.
So it would be like... It's big. Each round that creature starts to turn the area must make a reflex. Oh wow, very cool. That's a cool spell. That. I think it's how it is. Very cool. So that's automatically difficult terrain. Holy shit, that really fucks it. That's all difficult terrain, and anytime it starts its turn in the area, have reflex save, failure, -10. Gives the area. Critical failure, it's a holy shit. Okay. Very cool.
Very cool.
Lawcore. Your turn.
Lawcore. It's difficult terrain,
It is.
but I do have my what's it called? Sudden charge.
You do.
Does that get me there? It does.
It's like a 2 strides, right?
Sure you want to run in
try
there?
and I still get an attack on it.
Yeah, you could stay out if you wished.
Well, I've got no range things.
You could just let your buddies beat up on it from afar. But it's entirely up to you.
Can you
Whatever
just
you
pick
feel
up one of the
comfortable
weapons on the floor and chuck them?
No, because I can't because of my barbarian choice.
Oh.
Bub, 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 bub.
Just yell some encouraging words at us.
Indeed, you could.
Encouraging words. He'll look over at Tiberius. Your legs are broken. But yeah, really, I think I'll do another demoralize again, I guess.
Go ahead.
Although,
Mm-hmm.
if I were to do sudden charge,
Yep.
and do an attack,
Mm-hmm.
to avoid the plants, could I try and cling myself to the back of this creature?
So that you don't start your turn in the plants next time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I'd allow that. It'd
I
be an
want to cling
athletics
to its
check.
back like it's a big giant.
I love that.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Jump in there.
Yeah.
Jump on the
Local
back.
goes leaping in. How do you take down a larger prey? You go for the neck.
Yeah,
Leaping on its back.
exactly. And I feel like because I got Titan Wrestler as well, it makes sense as well. Although,
Oh, that's fucking sweet. Yeah.
what do I need to do a check or something?
We'll do athletics. You can do it now if you like. To see if you do hold on to the creature's back. I've got a DC in mind. Yeah, I mean it's made of rock. It's not particularly difficult. And then you get to make your attack.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You are on its back.
And because I did sudden charge, so I still get 2 attacks essentially.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Jules.
Oh, that hits
Yeah.
for 12 damage.
And again. Damn it.
Well, that time not so much. So yeah, as you cling on, Lorcor, you just go for the neck. It's still rock, but with your jaw strength, you just crunch down through it,
Yeah.
tearing out a chunk and spitting rock off to the side.
The
The
idea
creature
is
bellows.
clinging on with his claws as well, digging into the back.
Yeah. The creature's like trying to reach up behind itself to get you. It now is Slug's turn. Slug, I need you to roll just a d20, please.
Oh yeah, I can do that. That's easy. It's a
And
10.
A 10 is a failure. You slip closer
Uh,
to death. As Slug is now on death's door.
Welp.
The creature has one thing it needs to deal with, and its name is Lorcor.
Yeah.
So it's going to try, because this is perfect, it's going to try and do its choke slam, so it needs to try and grab you first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think it grabs you. That's against your Fortitude DC. So, reaching back, it grabs a big hand around your body, and using its remaining 2 actions, will slam you into the ground of these stairs, shattering some of the steps beneath you. You take 4d6. Wow, not a good roll. 9 damage.
No.
And make a Fortitude save for me, please. That is a failure, but not a crit failure, so you are slowed 1. On your next turn, you will only have 2 actions instead of
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
That is her full turn. Oh, and a d6, please, Slug. This acid continues to add up. Another 2. I know they're low rolls, but I'm watching her health go down. This acid each turn. Persistent damage is kind of crazy. First time we've seen it properly. And she doesn't shake it off. Tiberius. Tiberius Quivershank. What are we doing? He's gone to get his damn laundry, hasn't he? Whoa! A 16 does not hit.
Right. Then he's gonna run.
Cruel. Or is he standing up finally?
Oh shit! Yeah, he'll stand up and then run 30.
Did
Cool.
this rock person get entangled by it?
Oh, I keep forgetting things. Thank you. And that was a reflex save. A 23. Let me scroll up. On a failure. So it's only failure and crit failure. Okay, cool. So no, it did not.
Okay.
Din, it is your turn.
I don't know if I have to sustain that spell or not. It says constant. I don't know what that means.
That just means it stays there.
Cool. I'll
It's just there.
move up to Slug and I'll try and stabilise him. I don't know how to do that.
Very cool.
Hey.
I believe this is. You don't have battle medicine, do you?
No.
No, this is administer first aid.
You have-
Stabilize. Attempt a medicine check on a creature that has 0 hit points in the dying condition.
Do you have the stabilized cantrip?
Do not.
Damn.
Medicine check, please.
1 second. Things lagging a bit. Medicine. Hero point. For
Okay.
fuck's sake.
Does your thing
y-
help?
You didn't. I know you kind of declared it, but a 17 is a pass.
Oh, I thought the DC would be a lot higher, so.
No.
Okay, well,
So,
if I can take that
your,
back, I would
take
like
your,
to.
Take your hero point of anguish back. Slug, you are stabilized. As you gain the wounded 1 condition.
And now run away again.
Very cool. Well, it's 2 actions to administer first
So
aid.
I'll stay there then.
So you are there. You have stabilized Slug. Slug is still up and running. Lorcor, I'm giving you another hero point for your awesome leap and attack, and it is now your
Yeet.
turn.
Oh, it's mine. Wait.
You only have 2 actions. You are not affected by the entangle because you are upon the back of.
Yeah. Am I still up on the back?
You
When
are.
you grabbed me?
Oh no, sorry, you got slammed into the fucking ground. God,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting everything. So yeah, reflex save, please. See if you are entangled.
Oh, well, let's use the hero point.
Right, you are.
That's
Oh!
better.
Yeah, not affected whatsoever.
Yep. Jump back on the back.
Very cool.
I'm gonna bite him again.
Oh,
Yeah.
29! Okay, this is actually really interesting. So, whilst on her back, I've been making her flat-footed to your attacks. It made sense to me you're up on her back. But you don't get up on her back for free, so I need an athletics check first.
Okay.
This is going to hit, whatever happens, but if you get on her back, it's going to crit. Can you press the roll critical damage button, please?
Yeah. Oh, I pressed it. There we go.
16 plus 2 is 18.
Oh,
She is looking real bad. As the
yeah.
claws dig in, you clamber up and you tear in with your jaws. The rocks are just tumbling away now, and you can see, like, deep in the rock, there's like a dark ooze, like mud instead of blood, just beginning to
Ugh.
leak out now, as the
Gross.
creature is clearly losing its stamina and energy.
Let's try and do it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One more. Well, unless getting up on. was an
Actually,
action.
yeah, I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Slug is stabilized. Oh, she needs to make a reflex save. She passes. Still difficult terrain. Right, she's not gonna choke slam you. She's gonna fucking brutal blow you off her back.
Do it.
Wha-bam!
Yeah.
16 damage.
Off
As
into
Lorcor,
the grass I go.
taking a chunk of stone in his jaws with him, is crashed off her back. It's not a crit, so you are only dying. And you're no longer slowed. And with you downed, she is going to go for both kind of equidistant. She's going to go for Tiberius. So it's difficult terrain, so she can only go. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. She can only get that far. Tiberius, the lumbering stone behemoth, moves
Shit.
towards you. Oh, and D6, please, Slug. Your acid damage. Oh, she's looking so bad. Acid eating away. Cracks forming, stone shattering. She lurches towards Tiberius.
He's gonna.
She still doesn't shake it off.
Where is it? He's gonna use telekinetic projectile.
What do you pick up?
Whatever's lying around.
Lorco.
Like
Yeah.
the floor that got smashed by it, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. Broken tile.
Yeah. He's
Make
just
an
like,
attack roll.
come on!
An 18 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Oh, shit.
Your last
I
action.
do have a hero point though.
Oh,
So, fuck it, I'll use it, why not? Where is it?
oh my god!
Boom!
Press the button. Roll critical damage. My god. You can tell me otherwise, but I fucking love the on-brand thought for the tile going missing her head, and it being that moment of you missed, and then crunk into the back of the head, and the stone head goes tumbling. But if you've got your own,
he's just like, yeah, he does that, but he's like, rock beats rock.
and as the hefty piece of tile crashes into the back of her head, you've hit a seam, and the head itself crumbles and falls apart as the creature lurches dead to the ground.
And then he'll move up to Loco as his last action.
Cool. That was a severe encounter, as you probably recognized. Well done, guys. But we do have to stay in order just in case we get super unlucky. Stin, on your turn, would you be going to Lorcor and helping?
I can't get there.
Oh yeah, the entangle. Lorcor would have been moved to here, but it doesn't really matter. Lorcor, a recovery check, please. And it's a failure. Go to dying 2. But now we shall see if Tiberius can save the day.
Good thing he has nothing. Has he got anything?
Do you
He's
have
got golden motes in a bottle.
Oh! So what would he do?
Yeah. He's just going to open a jar and
Waft
put it in. No, not waft it. He's going to try and manipulate his jaw so it crunches up the bottle.
Imagine the terror in Tiberius's face as he's holding Lorcor's jaw.
It's a heavy draw too.
As the heft of Lorcor's jaw crushes the bottle, the motes spread outwards and the small cuts from the glass immediately disappear. Lorcor. Seeing as this is gathered motes, I believe it's 3d8, please, Tiberius. 3d.
Very nice. Oh, this is nice. New interface.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I like that I can click between the layers really easily. 9. So
shit.
9 HP back to you, Lorcor.
Nice, nice. Cool.
Tiberius is also going to go look at the throne.
Okay. As you go and step up to the throne, Tiberius, you do notice that it has changed in a slightly comical outline of Slug's bum, there is a cracking of the glass. Dark vines, thorns, and briar are spreading out slowly from where Slug was sat upon the throne. Burrowing down, you can see it inside with the glass being translucent. You can see these dark, twisting tendrils of briar breaking through and seeping down into the throne itself.
Hmm. If he sits on it, does anything happen?
Do you sit on it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
He
As
wants
you
to
sit
lord it
down
over everyone.
on the throne, Tiberius, to lord it over everyone, can you make a will saving throw for me, please?
Will.
Oh.
As you sit down, Tiberius, you feel a sharp pain as some of the thorns stick up into the flesh of your thighs and buttocks as you sit down upon the throne itself. The thorns aren't huge, they're like little pricks, but there is an immediate sensation in the back of your mind, a deep rumbling voice that you've heard before from the crab that made a deal with Slug. Well, well. We have a new debutante. Welcome to my throne. Does Tiberius respond?
Well, you didn't have to dig your thorns into me.
Merely checking that we are on the same side.
I'm on the side of New Quivershamp, friend.
This new Quivershank, and your awareness, much like I described with Slug before, the tower around you disappears, Tiberius, and you can see across the new Quivershank with its slug symbol of trees next to it now. You can see like little shapes of people who've emerged from New Quivershank to look at the trees that have sprouted up. But you would also notice, as the creature seems to have this as part of its intent in showing you New Quivershank, that the swamp that you have heard of slowly creeping up and encroaching from the southwest previously seems to have accelerated impossibly. It has overtaken the area around the tower which you now sit in, and it is hurtling. You see trees physically sinking down into the mire itself. You see the ground turn from lush undergrowth to stinking, sweating swamp. Rushes and thick brackish water just spreading as the landscape physically shifts right before your very eyes, and it's closing in on you, Quivershank, as you're watching it.
He'd be like, whoa, I don't mind if you do that to the Sari areas, but not New Quivershamp.
And what are you going to do about it?
I don't know. Can you at least try and go round? There's a Sari village on the side. It'd be nice to wipe them out instead.
There's like a thoughtful pause.
I don't really have much to offer, whatever you are.
Do you see your people of being of value?
If anything, they're the most important people I've ever met. Slash, the only people that I've ever met, to be honest with you.
Roll a diplomacy check for me, please. Okay. Perhaps, like yourself, they may prove amusing, at least, as you see the rate of expansion of the swamp seem to slow and creep. Looks as if it is diverting to the Sari side of New Quivershank.
Oh, if there's one thing, there's a very annoying tower over there. It's got a bunch of children on it. If you could sink it as far down as possible, I would find that very amusing.
There is a genuine chuckle as you watch, and you can see from here the shapes of small children tumble down from this tower, falling
I'll
20,
continue
25
activity
feet.
hates.
You can pick out a small round shape tumbling down amongst the lumber as it cracks and falls. You think you maybe even hear, though it would be impossible at this distance, the screams of children as the swamp fully takes hold around New Quivershank, where before the barrier to your leaving New Quivershank was enforced by the Sari, the wooden palisade walls limiting you because of their decree. Now you can see the palisade walls are the very edge before this inhospitable swamp. And you can see, as you look out across it, that the swamp itself is unnatural. You see huge dark shapes moving in the dark waters, great vines twisting alive, moving and grasping out. It is a place of primordial hunters and great power that is just taking over the island on which your people dwell.
You would be like, what was holding you back? Can you go to the other islands?
How interesting. How sincere is Tiberius in this moment?
He thinks he probably has helped New Quivershank. I mean, if anything,
With the Sari stuff being taken.
well, yeah, because they're being hemmed in.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's shitty, they're not hemmed in anymore. So
Except by
that's-
swamp.
yeah, but it's still a swamp. Like it's trading one bad thing for another, and it's not actively coming in and making fun of you.
Yeah.
It's just a swamp.
Okay.
So
Then
he's
Yeah,
quite
go on.
genuine.
Okay. Then the voice would reply, perhaps you can be of use to me then. There
Well,
are towers like this one on the other nearby isles. Were you to act as my agent, take yourself to these other isles, reach the towers in question, and place yourself upon their thrones. Perhaps more could be done for your little settlement.
well, I would ask if you have these weird powers, and if I were to go over and take these other thrones, maybe you could make a little exclusion zone around New Quivershank and maybe do some of your magic or whatever you've done to make it a bit more bounteous with earthly delights like food and well, and then the rest of the islands don't really matter, do they? As long as Quivershank's all right, and you can have whatever you want.
A jewel in the center of the endless swamp.
Yes, that sounds about right. I mean, why not? It's pretty shit at the moment, so it can't get much worse.
You have a refreshing view. I'd say we have a deal.
What about the other Sari on the island? Can you do anything about them? It'd be mighty useful.
They
Maybe except the ones to the north. There was one nice guy, but he died. But he's also dead, so I don't overly mind.
all others have been claimed. They are now sustenance for my domain.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous, but at least it makes our lives in New Quivershank easier. But what should I call you, Mr. Chair?
My name, you can call me Briarbeard.
Hmm. I like the name. I like it. Strong beard makes the man, and all that. And you can call me Tiberius Quivershank, or just Tibby if you want to. I don't mind. We've got quite a deal here.
How do you see your companions taking to this new state of affairs? The young one is already a firm ally. But the
Well, I feel like
elderly...
if, as long as you're providing big things for Lorcor to fight in the swamp, then I'm sure he'll enjoy it. And as for the old woman, I don't particularly care what she thinks. So, there you go.
As a parting gift, Tibby, perhaps you'd like to do the honors. As your vision kind of swivels around towards what you see is a Sari settlement in crisis. Many have drowned and are now floating dead upon the salty waters of the sea, which has been ushered in by the lowering of the land where their settlement was. But you see many have made it to boats, many have tried to escape. Simply wish it. Will the doom of these people, and you will see it done.
Well, I don't say I'm going to enjoy this, but if it's for the good of New Quivershank and the New Quivershankians and my father, well, and for everyone here, I guess they can just toddle off to wherever they're going, and if that's the bottom of the sea, then so be it.
You see, rather than any natural disaster that you might have expected, thin, whip-like tendrils of green glass, much like the ones you know to be attached to the platform in the chamber that you are sitting in, come sharply slicing through the top of the surf, cutting apart the boats and the people, and you see a frenzy of scarlet as they are torn apart by these tendrils of green glass. And even from this distance, you think you can know that the green glass itself is corrupted with thorn, briar, dark energy. But you watch hundreds of people massacred.
Yeah, he's just
Hmm.
like, that's for.
Are we the baddies?
Literally.
He's just like, just reminds me of a day that the tumblers came into New Quivershank, and that was a real turn. Maybe it's good to sacrifice something you don't care about for something that you do. He gets up and he's like, adieu, Briarbeard, I shall be off on my way.
Very good. There is no response as you leave the throne. The little flecks of blood drawn down into the green glass and the briar. What does anybody else do?
Have we? Has he been talking to himself sitting on this chair, or just?
He has not. No.
No.
Communication is in someone's mind. Briarbeard.
Okay.
So you sat down for a good, minute, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and then.
Well, I think Lorcal's
Yeah.
probably collecting himself on the floor anyway.
Mhm.
But probably as Tiberius gets up, Lorcal's going to get up. Lorcal doesn't particularly care about the chair, I'll be honest. He's
Yeah.
going to just go around the walls and look over at the front, climb up.
Very
He
good.
would just shout out to Lorcor. It's like, don't worry, Lorcor. We've finished with the Sari problem now. We took care of it on the throne.
Lorcal just looks at you. What do you mean?
Well, the chair and I, Mr. Briarbeard, made a deal that we would see New Quivershank safe as long as we're going forward.
Can I,
But it
re-
just means going to a few other aisles, of course.
Dorko just looks at the chair.
can I
I
recall
did
knowledge?
promise.
Yes, do not speak.
It did promise me that it would give you plenty of things to fight in the swamp, so I thought you'd be happy with that.
Dorko just turns around and sort of does the crazy around his head.
Can I recall knowledge on Briarbeard?
I don't think you've heard the name.
Okay.
Unless did Tiberius just say Brybeard?
Yeah, he just said it.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. What is your? I think your scores are largely similar, but anything from Arcana, Nature, Occultism, they would all be relevant.
They're all 8, so
Okay. Spin, you have heard. It's not so much the name itself. The name itself doesn't ring a bell. You, however, begin to put things together. The crab before, this motif of Briar and such, the transformation of Slug, the interaction with the throne. You are aware of creatures that are of nature, but a corrupt, twisted version of nature. They have been connected to what is known as, or what are known as the Fae, creatures from another realm, which in Archivia are seen as always being limited to an island range to the northwest called the Butterfly Isles. But they are studied, and you know them to be kind of an overabundance in energy and life, and Fae is connected to that. Back on Glamourand, there have even been efforts to kind of communicate and trade knowledge with Fae peoples. But at the opposite side of that, twisting down almost, if you like, of nature's natural kind of state, are creatures that are not much is known about them. There are guesses, there are theories around them. Things that are known are that they often have a tendency to try and make deals with people.
Mm-hmm.
They strike bargains which are often twisted to their own ends, and they often evoke the powers of nature. They are quite powerful beings. They crop up in kind of fairy tales, old legends. They shun civilization and live in the wilds. I think with the nature of Glamourand and with the nature of your past sin, I think you would be somewhat knowledgeable on. There would have perhaps been findings, expeditions, people who have slain one of these creatures, and knowledge brought back in the form of like the findings within their caves or their lairs, strange trinkets, occult magics, a multitude of tokens or relating to different people, a lock of hair, a sliver of skin, the clipping from a nail, these things which seem to have been taken from others. And yeah, what's going on here with Slug kind of interacting with the crab, and you saw the hand being clasped, the deal being struck. It all kind of comes together in your head, and you think that one of these kind of half mythical things is connected to what's going on here.
Okay. She'll walk up to the chair and cast her sigil on it, and then sit on it.
You cast your sigil, it forms. You see the briar corrupted within it. You sit down, make a will save for me, please.
Where's Will? Miss.
Oh, okay. A voice, a presence comes to you, Sin. you kind of pick out a hazy image of a large, furry-faced humanoid, a hunched humanoid with horns and thorns for teeth, smiling kind of crookedly at you, but it's a hazy picture in your mind. A deep voice, you recognize it as the one that came from the crab when you were in your imprisoned state below. Just says to you, I wondered how long it would take you to sit upon the throne.
She just doesn't say anything and just keeps sort of listening.
The tower dissipates around you, and your vision is now, as I've described before, all of the island. You see the death of Asari, a whole Asari settlement and people off to the northwest. You see New Quivershank surrounded on all sides by seeping, dark swamp. Even the mountain itself, it's as if the swamp is crawling up the sides of it. Places that were jagged stone and cliff face are now thick with moss and dripping dark water. It hasn't yet reached the peak, but it is climbing inexorably up the mountain. You see as this island is just overtaken with swamp. The voice, as if next to your ear, says, how do you like my domain?
Unsure how to respond. No, I think I know how she'd respond. She would say, it is a perversion of nature. I like it.
Excellent. Both of your companions who've sat upon this throne have found themselves a new friend, an ally in myself, and I, an ally in them. If it pleases you, perhaps you might join them. I wish to take my influence, this perversion, across the waves to the nearby isles. The Sari are a blight which needs to be extinguished.
We are in concurrent there. Do you know who I am?
You made your will save. There's a pregnant pause as you can almost feel this like shimmering half image of a figure pacing around you, sizing you up. I'm sad to say I'm at a loss. You seem a frail old elf.
She'll say her name in Draconic in like in a very kind of hissing kind of tone.
Yeah.
And she'll also say it aloud as she says it in her head. Like a very kind of serpent-like.
So all of you hear that as well.
Quiet down. I'm trying to help Slug.
That you hear the sound with your hissing exclamation. You hear the drawing in of breath, sucking air between the thorny teeth of this creature. I underestimated you. And yet you find yourself walking with a boy, a beast, and a fool. How did
That's
you come
me.
to this?
I in turn underestimated my enemies. Yet they, in some foolish attempt at mercy, put me in this and sent me here.
shackles all the world over.
Quite.
Perhaps it is good fortune that we have crossed paths then. I can see a future where I could perhaps unlock your mortal shackles.
I like the sound of such a future.
For now, it is a ways off. The boy has done well. The fool has proclaimed himself an ally. But with an intellect and a potential such as yours, I think a bit of proof, a bit of goodwill needs to be shown. Yours will be the hand upon the throne on the next isle.
Very well.
If you can do this, I promise you, the shackles will loosen. Your powers shall grow.
A sort of sly grin curls at the corner of her mouth. I look forward to being free of this form.
And what of the beast? Is he an ally? A threat?
A threat. Is the dog a threat when it is upon a leash?
It is good to hear. Well, I feel it would be rude of me not to offer you the same gift that I have offered your companions. There are few left. They are mostly children. Look to the north. They train themselves upon the waves. I would leave a ship or two for your own passage to the Northern Isle. But there are other Sari here. Perhaps you would like to end them.
Yeah, she in her own mind thinks back to her initial arrival on the island and how they treated her and just how their beliefs and her beliefs so deeply misalign, and she just clenches her fist. And you can interpret that however you will.
I've got it perfectly. As they, even if they are exiled Sari, put you in a cage, you clench your hand and fingers of stone and rock erupt from the earth around the Sari. You see abject panic and terror as they are pulled beneath the soil, buried alive. Now gone.
We the baddies.
Yep. Very much.
Those goodies.
Is there anything else that any of you would want to do or say? I will say as well that it has been a dramatic finish to things, but in a slightly more mundane way. You would all have noticed that at the south part of this tower there are, for want of a better word, large stonework containers. Would anybody have opened them?
Let's have a rummage.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you have a
Tiberius
rummage,
Drag slug over.
there are bits and pieces. Some of them look like stone symbols carved into geometric shapes, squares, triangles, hexagons, more complex shapes. Some of them little sculptures like pyramids, strange fractal patterns. It looks like a sculptor's workshop or an artist's kind of storage area. Some of them look more intriguing. Some of them have green glass woven into them. There is one which is a green glass sphere surrounded on many sides with like almost spike-like little stone pyramids around them, quite large, about the size of a palm. But in amongst this, there are some bits and pieces which have clearly been stuffed here by the exiled Sari, using this chamber as kind of like a out-of-bounds area to keep things which they do not want to deal with. There are 3 items: a staff, a crossbow, which you have seen before, wielded by Tora the Poisoner, and a bracelet.
I'll take the staff, I guess.
Yeah? I'm assuming Sin will be identifying these?
Yeah, which I can do in 1 minute now.
Oh, very cool. When you have all the time in the world. So I will just tell you, the staff is a staff of water. A staff of water is a magical item. You can use it. So one of the things which, again, I think is poor design on Paizo's part, because it should be introduced at level 1 for my money. It's quite an integral part of spellcasters, is staffs and wands. Wands are single-use things, kind of like in 5e, that you just cast spells from each day and blah, blah, blah. Staffs have a lot more of a kind of synergistic, or what's the word, when symbiotic, have a much more symbiotic relationship with a caster. You can put some of your power each day, like spell slots, into the staff, and then tap it later on. It's got a cool kind of back and forth. But it also allows you to cast certain spells from it. A Staff of Water allows you the cantrip Spout, which you've seen Primrose using in Lumen. But also the first level spells Create Water and Hydraulic Push. The staff itself smells of brine, like salt water. And while wielding it, you have resistance 2 to all fire damage. So 2 is taken away from any fire damage you receive.
Can you sort that out of my inventory?
Absolutely not a problem.
Staff
I'll
of
make
Water
sure
is
that-
not under the...
No, it's not. If you just put Staff of Water in now, I'll make sure that it's in there properly when we next return to Sin. The bracelet is a bracelet of dashing. Bracelet of dashing is in the core rulebook, so it may well be in the compendium. This jangling silvery bracelet makes you lighter on your feet, +1 bonus to acrobatics checks. Not that stellar. However, you can activate it for an action to give yourself +10 to your speed for 1 minute. So for a combat, really, once per day, you can do that. Make yourself speedy. And the last thing is a magical crossbow. It is a +1 crossbow.
Well, I think that Lawcore should have the funny speedy thing.
Lawcore's already got the little thingies for his fists, so
But he could be super fast as well.
It's true.
Ultimate predator.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't see him as a particularly fast guy. He's kind of a lumbering, you know.
Yeah.
But
Iberis would like the crossbow.
Sense to me.
What was it? +1?
+1 crossbow. Essentially gives you +1 to the attack rolls, not the damage roll.
What did he put in to find it?
Was that all that was in there, Tom? Those 3?
+1 weapon. Yes, and then with that, a collection of kind of these pre-Exodus ruins artifacts that you can put in your inventory as you please. But those are the 3 magical items. I believe you've had everything.
I'll give the Staff of
Tower.
Water to Slug and I'll take all the other stuff. I don't really care about it that much.
Okay.
I'll just put it on his dead body. Not dead body, but you know what I mean.
Slug, you are conscious again now. You can be woken up by people.
Yay!
So you are awake. The the vines and thorns have kind of retreated, but they still hang and are kind of tangled into your hair. Slug, visually, you're now kind of a strange mix of curly, puffy hair and almost dreadlock-like vines kind of hanging down slightly around your head. It's an interesting look and unique, the slug. And you have been given a staff of water by Sin.
A staff of water?
Yeah, a large staff that smells of the sea, and it allows you to cast the cantrip Spout without needing to like have it in your own cantrips. And the first level spells Hydraulic Push, and the other one was Create Water. But I can put all that in your character sheet. Not a problem.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Is there anything anyone would do before I bring us to an end for chapter 1 of Serrated Empire?
I think Tiberius would want to have a water fight with Slug before the end with his staff, but
Yeah, with his staff, Slug is able to just conjure water out of nothing, out of nowhere, and shoot it at you, Tiberius.
yeah, he's happy that he saved Quivershank.
Oh yeah.
Lorpo will sharpen his
did.
claws on the rock.
Okay. With choices made, interactions had, you have all survived. Our plucky adventurers. It was definitely touch and go for a while there. A dark deal was struck by Slug, which has definitely saved your companions' lives and your own, Slug. But what impacts it will have in the long term, we shall have to wait and see. This
What
was...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, what was Sin's... What did she say? Out loud to everyone?
She said her full name.
Sin.
What was it?
It is Selexina.
Select Sineth.
Oh, she
Just
was
call you
not-
Selector.
Bo Selector. That's my real name.
But this was always going to be one of the ways that things could have gone here. The Serrated Isles are changed by your decisions, by your actions. I will be drawing this chapter to a close now. You can have a good little ponder on what you think your characters might do next. You have your deal with Briarbeard, but conditions haven't been put on it as such. Would your characters want to head back to New Quivershank? Would they want to head straight to the Sari boat to the north? Would Lorcor go along with them at all? 3 of them have cast their lot in with Briarbeard, but Lorcor, you are triumphant. As far as you're concerned, you stand alive at the head of the hunt, a trail of dead bodies in your wake. The
And only
tower...
some more dead bodies to come, you know?
Yeah, the tower is empty. You are surrounded by swamp, though your characters would all find, except if Lorcor wanders off by himself, that you are not attacked by the dark creatures in the swamp. Slug, Sin, and Tiberius as you walk through the dark swamp lands. And you seem to always be able to find solid footing where Lorcor walking along seems to constantly be knee-deep in the sludge and the mud and the wet.
I mean, he doesn't mind that, to be fair.
No, indeed. And I love that. And in many ways, the swamp is just a new hunting ground for Lorcor, so perhaps that is the way he would go with it. But yeah, have a think about what your characters would do, because I would like to return to this later on. This was always going to be something I wanted to do in little chapters, but our next chapter could be you guys heading north the next isle, or perhaps if you had some different ideas about what you'd want to do, or whether you think your character wouldn't continue on. There is lots of interesting things going on. But yeah, I hope you've
Pushkin,
enjoyed.
We saved the village.
I mean, yeah. When Pushkin sent you out, he said, maybe find a new ally or power to help us, someone to ally with against the Sari. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we get XP?
Oh, yes, you do. You get quite a bit. So, there was the final fight, which was a severe encounter. So that by itself was was that by itself was actually worse than a severe encounter. It was almost an extreme encounter. So that by itself is 150. You got all the magic items. Oh, and you went on the green glass throne. You spoke with Briarbeard. So I would say, all told, I would award you for this session 300 XP.
Cool. I didn't go on the
I
phone.
wonder what
I
that
get it.
Sari wanted.
No, we get XP as a group for sure.
Okay.
You wonder what the rock lady wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, wait, don't do it! Tiberius is there like, slug, throne, slug, throne. You'll never know.
Oh well, we got rid of the Sari. That's all that matters.
Well, you didn't just get rid of the exiled Sari, you got rid of all the Sari. And I
He would have been more. He would have been more thingy about that if his friend had survived, but his friend was dead and he never met the rest, so
Yeah.
he's kind of like, meh, fuck it.
Yeah, I completely understand. I think everyone played their characters perfectly. Interestingly, if you remember, what's her name? Your character, Hannah from Shores of Potential,
Thalia.
Stalia. She left with a group of people from the Quiver Sail to essentially found another Sari settlement on a
Mhm.
different island.
Yeah, and she's got Lorcal's mum with her, I assume. So Lorcal
Indeed.
still wants to go and find her.
Yeah, so it
Killer.
could be some very interesting encounters.
We could
And
be
I'm
best
sure-
friends
He
of.
killed my mum.
He's gonna go kill his mum.
We can be
Yeah,
best
but he'd be
friends
annoyed
with
that he
Eleanor.
didn't.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's really kind of annoyed that he didn't get to kill more Sari on this island.
Yeah, a lot of them died. What a waste in a big
Yeah,
event.
exactly.
But
That's
yeah,
like-
you're
If he went on the throne, if he went on and sat on the seat, and the guy had asked him, "Oh, do you want to join? I'll kill all the Sari for you." He'd be like, "No, kill them all myself."
yeah. How dare you? How dare
Yeah.
you waste good hunting with these big
Exactly.
stupid rocks and stuff? And
But
yes, Natalie, you're absolutely right. Eleanor is, as far as you know,
Yeah.
an agent of Briarbeard. There
Mm,
was
yeah.
a chance you would encounter her in this chapter, but it didn't happen. But moving
Interesting.
forward, could well be.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Thank you
Hang
all for your wonderful play. You are literally writing the history of the Serrated Isles in my homebrew world. It is canon.
Thank
Gone
you.
from a kind of shithole to an actual shithole.
It's all swamp now. We're all Shrek. That's what's happening. Yeah, we'll see. The other isles, because if you remember in Shores of Potential, you kind of rolled to see where you ended up because your navigation didn't go that well at the end. You could have ended up on different islands, and the other isles have some quite different characteristics to them. But we shall see. You've encountered the pre-Exodus stuff. There's plenty more questions there. Your your friends and family in New Quivershank might have some questions. They've just watched half their settlement be pulled down into the swamp and all the Sari killed, and a load of trees sprout up in the shape of a slug symbol, like fucking Batman.
Tiberius would be like, we didn't do anything. We.
What is Slug's symbol? Just out of curiosity.
I'll post in the chat anyway.
Okay, good. I enjoyed the campaign a lot, but I hated that fucking combat because
Your dice.
I was real salty. I was real
Yeah.
salty.
Don't blame you. Just wasn't letting you do anything.
No, it was really frustrating.
Yep. The Entangle was a great play though.
Yeah, I
It
should
was,
have.
it was very sensible that you were like, well, if I can't roll dice, I guess I'll just do the one spell where I don't even have to roll a dice.
Yeah, I should have done that in the first place. I didn't realise it was quite as strong as it was.
It was very good against a big. I think that's part of what I like about the mechanics in this system. Is it's a big, strong, average speed enemy. If you can slow it, which you guys were discussing at the start. You were like, is there any way we can immobilize or what have you? That would have been huge.
No,
It's
should have done that
very-
straight away, really.
very possible. Though again, Lorca's going to want to jump on him and attack him, but it's very possible you could have just done that, and then the 3 ranged people just like walked around the edge of the room, being like pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fucking epic fight. I love Lorca just leaping on him.
Yeah.
Ah. There we go. Very, very interesting.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was good. Let's look forward
Oh,
to
the
next one.
slug and yeah.
It's got an actual slug on it.
Where is that?
It's in the Serrated Empire text
No,
channel.
kind of cute.
I'm putting that in as a token. Don't know what I'm going to use the token for yet, but I'm putting
Where
it in
is
as
it?
a token. It's
So,
in the Serrated Empire. It's the top one in the Serrated Empire.
No, you
Oh,
gotta
that's
do a
cute.
little drawing around the Quivershank map now.
I'll put yes, absolutely. I'll put that in there. God, yeah. I was very interested to see where people would go. I mean, I'm not
think we're going
surprised.
to go
at all.
full evil. Well, not full evil. It's not evil. We
But
saved the
that's-
city.
That's the thing, is that if it was like, you know, the corrupt. If you guys were playing like paladins and what have you, and like some great paragon, and it was like the Fool from Grace and the evil deal with Briarbeard, but it's not. It's just these fucking muppets. Slug's a 13-year-old boy, and the Briarbeard, which is why he went for Slug, was like, here's a toy. You can play The Sims. You can just control everything and destroy whatever you like. Of course, Slug's gonna fucking go for it.
would have been pretty funny if Henry Mush had got to this point.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah.
Briarbeard would have had a very interesting conversation with Henry Mush. I think that would have been a real like.
Nothing scares me except you.
Yeah, and it would have been a little bit of the Spider-Men pointing at each other meme. Just like you want to corrupt everyone? I don't want to. No. There's no room. This island ain't big enough for the 2 of us, Spore Boy. But yeah.
Kind of wish that had happened.
Corruption fight.
I mean, Henry Mush is still a new Quivershank, watching everything turning into swamp around him, so...
Yeah.
And Chuck's just gonna be there like, oh...
Oh, like a little wobbly boy.
Yeah, he's just gonna be wobbling. He's unsure.
Cute.
Pushkin and the gang. They're basically on an island now. They're on an island in the fucking swamp.
On an island, on an island.
And it's
Yeah.
like the kind of swamp. It's like a horror movie swamp. You like look out, and you just see this like dark shape stalking in the woods, like 20 feet away. It's like, But yeah.
As I said, we saved the town.
It was awesome. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So
Yeah.
Thursdays, that's that. Next Thursday will be Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And Thursday after that, I don't know. I
Dunno.
don't know.
Mhm.
I have to have a think.
Wait, Eager, what we do? What is the plan in general? Is it to run something else, or just to...
Not me. I want to focus on Lumen for a bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But if anybody else wants to do something, I know Kieran, you want a longer break. That's completely cool.
Yes.
So we could leave the Thursday slot, or have it alternating, or do some other stuff in the meantime. Play some other games. I don't know,
Playing other
really.
games would be quite fun.
Yeah,
We do
might
Fiasco.
be fun to do like a Fiasco. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get the book. I've brought it up actually, so I
Sweet.
can. You can actually get it on Roll20. To be honest,
Mm.
you can get a VTT for Fiasco.
You should do that, Kieran, and run it if you don't mind running it.
Maybe.
Let's see how we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just
Wow.
want a break.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
for sure.
But Fiasco isn't too hard.
Yeah.
Mostly everyone doing stuff.
I don't remember it that well, to be honest. But
There's not really a GM in it.
I remember writing
Just
stuff
kind of-
down on cards and rolling dice.
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I remember really.
I've started planning all the Fallout stuff, but I want to give it until like
Oh yeah, no, I didn't expect the Fallout.
after August,
Yeah.
September time.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. That
Yeah.
was lovely. Twists and turns.
Thanks,
We'll
We
see.
made it.
You made it. You all survived. So we'll see what happens with Chapter 2 at a later date.
Yeah.
Have a good night,
Kill the
everybody.
whole. Bye bye.
See you
We shall
later.
see.
Bye.
See you later.